Mr. Chairman. I appreciate the opportunity, and it is the end of an era.
Thanks, Sam. Don does have a unique portrait, and we'll miss him. So now, I would like to formally thank National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Homendy for appearing for us today. She has sat on this side for many years and worked on this committee. She was a tireless advocate for safety while serving as staff director, subcommittee on railroads, pipelines, hazardous materials from 2004 to 2018. We went through a lot of struggles in that time. I particularly remember the issue over the tank cars, which we've mostly solved, but we still get some. The NTSB is an independent federal agency responsible for civil transportation accident investigations. It's charged with investigating every civil aviation accident in the United States and through international agreements overseas, and significant accidents that occur in other modes of transportation, such as major accidents that involve railroad, highway, maritime, or pipeline. The agency establishes the facts, the circumstances, determines the probable cause, issues safety recommendations aimed at preventing future accidents, many of which are still pending. The NTSB was last reauthorized in the FAA Reauthorization Act 2018, and its current authorization expires at the end of this fiscal year. That's why it is important for us to hear from NTSB today about its reauthorization proposal, its challenges, priorities for meeting safety missions in the coming years. And even as the transportation safety sector has expanded, the size of the U.S. DOT has increased by more than 2,000 employees, NTSB has remained at the same staffing levels. And with the caseload at NTSB increasing, many long-serving NTSB employees near retirement, the agency needs to attract new talent for the future. Moreover, as it expands its hiring pool, it must seek to attract a diverse workforce, prioritize equity, inclusion, accessibility. Another important item addressed in NTSB's authorization is the timeliness of its accident investigation reports. From 16 to 20, the average length it took to investigate cross modes crept from 18.7 months to 21.6 in 2020. And the longer it takes NTSB to analyze and then issue reports and recommendations, the longer it takes for other agencies or Congress to implement them. And these delays, have potential detrimental impacts on safety. So I look forward to hearing from Chair Homendy on what resources the agency needs, hopefully unconstrained by concerns at OMB or the White House or anywhere else, straight up what you need. And I also want to acknowledge the recent crash on March 21st, 2022 of the Boeing 737-800NG operated by China Eastern Airlines in southern China, killing all 132 passengers and crew aboard. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims, their families, and friends. While we're awaiting details with the cooperation with the, hopefully, of the Chinese government, I want to hear about the role that NTSB and other U.S.-based stakeholders may play in the ongoing investigation. It's a puzzling accident, and we need to, find out what went on with that flight. An ongoing concern for this committee is the FAA's implementation of the Aircraft Certification Safety Accountability Act, ACSAA, acronyms abound, recommendations from the NTSB and other investigative authorities following the 737 MAX crashes. While the NTSB was not the lead civil aviation authority, NTSB did participate, took decisive action by issuing a series of recommendations and to the FAA in September 2019 related to assumptions used in the safety assessment process, the effects of multiple alerts, and indications on pilot performance. We base several provisions on the aircraft certification reform legislation on those recommendations. Now, Boeing is seeking certification from the FAA of the 737 MAX 10, which, unlike every other, passenger aircraft being produced in the world today and over quite a number of years, will not have an advanced flight crew alerting system. Became the industry standard in '82, even before I was on this committee, on every other Airbus and Boeing model except for the 737s. The aircraft certification bill gave the FAA a 2-year grace period to certify aircraft without advanced flight crew alerting system, but that grace period should not be extended. And I urge the FAA, who might be listening, to take a close look at the NTSB's recommendations and this committee's extensive investigations report before completing its certification. I look forward to hearing from Chair Homendy on these issues and others. And now I'd recognize Ranking Member Sam Graves for his opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.